chivalry.
This is a chivalrous conversation.
Hey, listen, you was talking about your dad, man, with the chivalry shit.
Right.
So, kind of go into that. So your dad is married to your mom?
My parents have been married for over 4 years.
Okay, so what type of lady is your mom?
Put it this way, yesterday I was with my parents. We were out shopping for coats, and my mother's shoelaces were untied. She didn't know it. My father stopped her while she was walking, said, "Turn around." He kneeled down and he tied her shoe.
That's dope though.
And she looked up at me, and I swear on my diva that just passed away, I'm not making this up. She looked at me and said, "He looks after me like I'm a baby sometimes."
Okay. Well,
and then she said,
but what type
and then she said, and then I look after him like he's a baby too.
Right. So that's the key component in the whole. If chivalry were to be resurrected, because this shit's dead. But if it were to be resurrected, it would be because there's a caliber of woman out there like your mother.
True.
You know, but
there still are.
But they're far few in between.
But chivalry will never be dead, because as long as there are, even if there are not a lot, as long as there are some women who have higher standards, higher morals, expect certain treatment, there will always be a man to treat her accordingly. Therefore, chivalry will never be dead. It may not be practiced a lot. It may not be the typical natural way of life or the norm as we look at it, but it will always be alive, because there will always be a man who knows how to treat a woman.
I mean, not to say I know how to treat a woman, but I still think chivalry is dead. But I haven't met a woman. I'll say this: the majority of women that I meet, and let me put this out there. That whole thing about those are the women that you attract, or where you meet them, or all that shit don't mean nothing.
Okay.
I met women in church who wasn't shit. I met women in the club who weren't shit. I met women in school, in college. I've met corporate America women who ain't shit.
That's true.
So that whole concept about where you meet them and you know, that's who you drawn to, that is bullshit, because initially all I see is a woman that I find attractive.
I didn't say that. What I said was after that. Once you initially weed out that, okay, they was ratchet, okay, that hoe had bad grammar, okay, she had a terrible upbringing. Once you get through that and you get to the one who you like, okay, I might be kind of, you know, feeling this one. You mean to tell me that you're not going to do anything polite as a gesture, as a signal? Yeah.
Once again, I said that
Therefore,
earlier.
the notion that chivalry is not dead. Because you'll practice it.
That I would, I haven't though.
Have you ever been in love?
No.
That's why. That's why your philosophy of chivalry is dead.
No,
because you have not met that one woman who has changed your mentality about how to, let's quote, properly treat and court a woman.
That's not why that's not why I think
every woman should be courted properly at least once in her life.
Only if you're worth it, though.
I mean, yeah, you can't be an ancient woman and be expecting the utmost treatment. I ain't never been in disagreement with you.
Let me correct that. There's a young lady who I did develop feelings for. She doesn't live here in this state, but I would look after her.
Okay.
And in regards to her, she is the exception to that rule.
Okay.
But like I said, the statement chivalry is dead is not, you know, for an isolated incident or, you know, just for one exception. We're talking overall. So, in 28 years, I met her 2 years ago. That's the best woman I've met in my life. Up until that time and since then. Period. But
let me learn you something, little young buck. Hold on. Listen. The reason why you feel like chivalry is dead is because the generational gap has closed and younger women became mothers. Therefore, those morals and those philosophies and those practices went out the window. But that's why you are so adamant about your thought being chivalry is dead
I won't disagree with that. I didn't say that there wasn't a reason to why I feel that way. I'm saying that's what it is, though. Whether it's what you just said, whether it's because I feel like when you approach women, they call you thirsty, or they shoot good niggas down, or they're chasing the wrong nigga, or they're trying to, they found a nigga who in their mind, they feel like he would be the best man for them if they could change him. You know, like whatever that reason may be, I still think it's dead though. Like
what about the women who are, you know, good women who still get shitted on though? What about those? You know what I'm saying? What about the bad men?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying, but chivalry is a one-way street. It's us pursuing y'all.
I mean, because the origin was
right.
that.
I'm aware of that, but it's a one-way street because it's us coming after y'all. But when you have women who would turn down good, black, educated, college men, working men, 9-to-5 men because he's not the popular dude, or you feel like he's thirsty, or because he's not the it man, he's not the party promoter, then don't act like you don't know that not to be true.
Wait a minute.
Listen, Jay. Regardless of what you're about to say, that is true though. I know that because I've met chicks, I've approached women and they knew nothing of me and they shot me down, but then they fuck with a nigga who I know who wasn't shit, and they chase the ideal of making him to be the man of their dreams as opposed to giving a good man a chance.
Okay.
That destroys it. But it's us pursuing y'all though.
That's because that's the nature of the quest. That's what the dominant male species has been designed to do.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but because that's what it is.
We don't chase y'all.
I'm aware of that.
We ain't never gonna chase y'all.
I'm aware of that. That I'm not discrediting that. What I'm saying, because that's the nature of of how it's supposed to go, and that's what we do, and we get shitted on and turned down so many times because we don't have 1,000 followers.
Man, you sound fucking crazy.
I'm being real though.
No, listen.
I'm being real. It's legit.
To do with it.
It's legit.
You saying it's thirst, but it's not.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's thirst. I think that if you're a worthwhile woman, then I should be able to approach you like a smart man, and we have stimulating conversations. We get to know each other.
I know.
I feel like it should be like that.
I know so many educated men in good corporate positions who have their own this and their own that have terrible communication skills.
I can believe that.
And have horrible personal skills.
I can believe that.
And will shit on a woman because they have a superiority complex and they think that everyone is beneath them. So I don't give a fuck what the stature of the man is.
But a lot of women gravitate toward that type of man.
I don't give a fuck about that. That's because I'm cut from a different cloth.
You are.
Yeah, and so I can only speak for me.
Right, but we're talking over. So when I speak about women, you're speaking on maybe yourself and maybe a few people who you know that's in your crew.
I'm just birds of a feather. I don't really fuck with
that's not it though. It's not just you and your circle in the world. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You're not like that. We got that. They got that. We're talking about the majority. The majority, they flock to that man who has that quote unquote power because they see, oh well,
a dollar sign.
Or pretty much,
yeah.
They feel like they can develop any and everything else they want because that man has money, or he has popularity, or they feel like he has power. It's not. They don't give the 9-to-5 dude the opportunity to say, well, hey, you know, maybe I can treat you like a queen. But they rather be the popular nigga side bitch than be my main.
But my question is, does that average 9-to-5 man not own the right to treat the woman that he's interested in or that he's trying to talk to, the right to maybe say open a door for her as she's walking into a building, or maybe open her car door?
And then we get caught first?
No.
It happens.
I mean,
you know,
listen.
It happens.
At the end of the day,
don't
just like a girl can call a guy thirsty when he exhibits nice behavior to her, a guy can call a girl wide open when she do certain things for him in a certain amount of time.
But we're not talking about that.
Of course, we're not talking about that. So
well, I mean,
you're
right,
double standard the whole situation.
No, but I mean, you're right though. But
I'm just saying that for every bad woman that you want to bring up to validate your claim, I can turn around on the flip end and I can bring up a bad man to further validate mine.
Okay, so let me ask you. So you just made a reference. We're not even you were talking about the whole double standard thing, and you say if a woman pretty much give us some ass quick, that a man kind of label her, call her a whore. Yeah, well, so along those lines, right?
Yeah.
So what does that do? What's the result of that? So let's say you like me, you let me fuck quick. and I go around telling people you a whore, and I fuck first night, and it's like, what's that gonna do to you? It's gonna make you reluctant to do that anymore, right? It's gonna make you. I mean, but I'm just saying, if that happened, you the next time you had that feeling about somebody, you would think twice about it. That would cause you that would kind of kill that vibe that you have in you, because somebody destroyed it.
I mean, but stick to that as it applies to chivalry. Are you approaching that woman as a fuck? Or are you approaching her as a woman that you could potentially have a future with? Because you're going to approach them different. You're going to approach a bitch that you're just trying to fuck way different than a person who has personality and a possibility.
Initially, if I don't know you, I'm going to just approach you like a woman and spark up conversation. That's how I do everything, because I don't know who you are.
Okay.
So I'm going to approach you and kick it with you. And I'm all in the conversation. I like to talk and see where you at mentally.
Okay.
So I never approach a woman just like she's. I don't go after women who look like I could just fuck them. I don't like that. But I will approach you and talk to you like a lady. A lot of women, they're the majority, not talking about you and your clique and who you roll with. They
over here like what?
Yeah, they not receptive to that, man. Like
and I
had a chick, man. I met a chick. I said, man, you know, let's go for a walk. Let's talk. And let's get some ice cream or something. She tells me, ice cream only excites kids. I'm not interested in that. I told another chick. Okay. I talked to her. We're on the phone. It's 11 o'clock.
Wait. Let me, before you go to your next scenario. So because she shot you down and said, well, ice cream is for kids, I'm a grown-ass woman, does that mean that if you don't choose to continue talking to her, that the next woman you may approach, try to offer her ice cream? Do you just say, you know what, that bitch said no? Fuck it, no other bitches get ice cream.
No.
She ruined it for everybody. Fuck being nice. Bitch, you eat rocks, then this is what you eat. I mean, come on, you can't harden yourself. You can't harden yourself based on
I'm not hardening myself on that.
Though.
But it goes the same way about the whole, you let a nigga fuck quick thing, and he call you a hoe. Are you every dude you meet here on out? Are you gonna say, well, no, I can't give him no pussy first night because he gonna call me a hoe?
What the fuck do that have to do with chivalry? Stick to the topic.
No, you hit me with that though.
Apples to apples, oranges to oranges. I'm talking about as it relates to chivalry.
Okay, but I'm saying though, me bringing that up was to pretty much prove people actions on, people responses to what you do or how they're receptive to what you do, that'll kind of alter you. So if every woman I go after, I got a homie, man, I don't want to put his name out there, but he's a fucking great, phenomenal dude. Like I love him like a brother. He a court you, he a date you, he's respectful. He wants love, he wants all that shit. I've been on nigga 10 years, he ain't had a woman yet. Good dude. He not an attractor, he a good dude. And we're polar opposites.
So he's not arrogant at all.
No, we're polar opposites. He I think very highly of him, but he can't. The thing that women say that they want, good dude, he's that. I know that and I criticize him about that, because I tell him, you shouldn't go into dealing with women being the way you are. That's how his mama taught him. But his mama back from them days, so she was different. She thinks different. So she raised her son to be that way, and he's that way. But he hasn't, like, the nigga just moved because he's tired of dealing with Detroit women.
And I mean, but that's not something that I haven't heard of before. I mean, Detroit women is a different breed of women. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At the end of the day, you gonna get your super flashy ones, you gonna get your super bougie ones, you gonna get your ones that you can
all that shit will change you. All those different.
It will.
Right. So those blows to when you're a man and you wanna. Because when I was a young dumb nigga, young 6th, 7th grade, I used to do little shit like get flowers and shit. I was a little dumb fuck, you know what I'm saying? And I was a fool. Like I didn't know either, but I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. Past tense. That's what you're supposed to do when you meet a woman. And that's not how that shit works though.
Stop. How many weeks is it in football season?
16, 17.
Okay. You could be 0-14. That means you could have tried to shoot your shot 14 times and you could have lost. It could have been terrible losses. Could have been blowouts. What do? Every Sunday, you get out there on the field and you what?
That's the game I love though.
You put your
game I love.
You love bitches too?
I would love them like that.
You love bitches too? You love bitches enough to want to eventually be with one?
I don't love bitches. I haven't had one.
So you don't have a desire to ever be married?
Man, I used to.
So you just don't want to be like married or experience like family life?
I'll say this though. Once again, if I meet that woman that's the exception to the rule, all those things that you just asked me that I would want that.
And that is chivalry. Therefore, chivalry is not dead.
The thought, no. The act is over.
Okay, but the notion, the concept in general, put the word in a box,
the thought,
definition.
The thought.
Chivalry.
But you're thinking.
Well, actions manifest themselves anyway. So the thought is still manifested through action. So chivalry will never be dead.
Depending on who though. The thought is there for me, and I don't do that at all with any woman.
But you will when the right woman comes.
Yeah.
When the right woman comes. Of chivalry will always and forever be alive, because as long as there's a woman who establishes high morals for herself and demands a certain treatment and expect a certain demeanor from a man who is properly courting her, there will always be a man to do it. And it's a timeless act. It's the circle of life. It will always happen. It may be few and far between. It may not be a lot of chivalrous men who display that type of behavior now, but there will always be. It's classic, like the Celtics.
I mean, I don't